And we're back. Hard to believe. 2 videos in a week after sitting for almost 2 years and not doing anything. Well, hey, I wanted to first off say thank you for the extremely positive response that everybody gave. That was awesome, and, you know, I appreciate it. So, that brings us over, we might as well talk about... So, the video that I had put up, the last one that I put up before I left Michigan, I had talked for a little bit about being run out of my hometown back in the late 80s, early 90s. And so I figured I'd talk a little bit about why and what the context of all that was. See, we have to go back in time, once again back to the late 80s. Understand that at that point we were at the height of the Satanic Panic. You couldn't turn on the television without seeing something about how Judas Priest is putting backwards messages into their music, and kids are killing themselves because they're listening to Ozzy Osbourne and all this crap. Now, there's a bit of a nugget of truth to that. Were any of these rock stars like good solid Christians or anything? Well, probably not. Were they dealing in kind of edgy topics and stuff? Well, sure, but you know, were they actually like abducting children and doing satanic rituals with them or anything like that, causing people to kill themselves with hidden messages in their music? No, of course not. It's stupid. Now, of course, now with time and distance from it, people look back and they say, oh my God, how crazy were people back then? God, it seemed so real. That said, though, there were some sort of, you know, there was a couple of creepy military people who had some sort of uncomfortable connections with like the Temple of Set and some kids, but you know, once again, it blew up into this thing where thousands of child care workers have been accused of, you know, doing weird crap with kids when it wasn't even true, and a whole lot of people lost their jobs and got dragged through the mud over it and anything like that. So me being the goth kid out in northwest Oklahoma in the late 80s with the black girlfriend and stuff, well, needless to say, I didn't fit in too good. And so I got all that crap about, oh, he's a devil worshiper. They seriously sent the police to my house because people had reported that I had a dead baby nailed to my wall. I shit you not. They actually came in and inspected all my artwork and stuff like that to make sure that I didn't have any dead babies nailed to the wall. I couldn't even make it up. So, how does that work with nowadays? Well, nowadays, you know, as it stands, so I go to Michigan, and instead of it being satanic stuff that you see on television, it's racism. Oh my God, the specter of white supremacy stalking everything and behind everything, and oh, it's the explanation for every problem in the world. And so then you get somebody like me who's like, well, most people would look at me and say, oh, well, you know, he's pasty, he's European extraction, well, okay, he's white guy and stuff. Well, and I am. And I'm not sorry about that. I'm not apologetic. I don't feel the need to denounce my ancestors or anything like that because, you know, I know a little bit more about the story, and it turns out it's a little more subtle than just, you know, good and evil, black and white, real simple stuff. No, it's not that easy. It's a lot more subtle than that. And so once again, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not apologetic. I don't care what you say. And if you live in a town where people are absolutely obsessed with race and just absolutely won't shut up about it, you're going to wind up having an occasional person like me who pushes back against that. Now, does that mean in any way, shape, or form that I'm a hateful person? Well, no, not at all. But it does mean that I'm not sorry, and I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. I'm not going to wring my hands and apologize for anything that A, I didn't do, B, my ancestors didn't even do, and all the stuff that people will be complaining about. Hell, all that crap happened well before I was even born anyway. You want to talk about justice? Justice is when you get a guilty party and they make something whole. I am not guilty about anything. I didn't do anything to anybody. And so anybody who wants to try to bring that type of crap to my face can just pucker up and kiss my rosy red ass. So, I guess, is that the nugget of truth? Well, that's the nugget of truth. Beyond that, well, hey, horse shit, media lies, you know. Media did the same thing with the Satanic Panic. They made lots of money selling advertisements on their little news shows talking about how devil worshippers were going to take your children and stuff. You know? Bottom line is, as I say, that, you know, the social engineers, the advertisers, the powerful people in this society who actually have their fingers on the pulse of public opinion deliberately try to keep us fighting with each other. Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons on that. Maybe that's another video. Who knows? So anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Tell me in the comment section down below. I'm always curious as to hear what people have to say. Of course, understand that if you don't have a real name or a real face or anything like that, then I'm probably going to discard your opinion, because anybody's real brave when their name and their face ain't attached to it. But hey, one way or the other, hit me up. Let me know what you think, and we'll be back in the future with some more videos here soon.